To start out the high tier, we have the best Star Fox character, and the character I believe to be the most balanced Brawl character, Wolf. Wolf is a rare character in Brawl. He doesn't have any major strength, he's just flat out good at everything. Wolf has one projectile which isn't overpowered, but it gets the job done. His close-up moves are great. His jab is quick and deals good damage. His down smash and up smash have great range and good kill power. His best kill option is his side smash, which is one of the best side smashes in the game. Most Brawl characters' side smashes are immensely strong but slow and can easily be avoided. But Wolf's side smash is the opposite. It's not immensely strong, but it's very quick and still deals good damage and has excellent range with almost no end lag at all, making this move one of the safest smashes in the game. Even though it sounds like Wolf would be mainly good as a ground fighter, he is actually just as good in the air. All of his aerials are quick, safe, and easy to land. His back air has the most range, his forward air is the quickest, and his up air is the strongest. I told you I wasn't joking when I said he is extremely well balanced. He also has a great recovery that's just as good as an offensive move as it is a recovery. It can be used on the ground or in the air and has great range. Honestly, the only reason Wolf's not higher in the rankings is because everybody ahead of him is just overpowered. Now at number 11 is a character who is widely considered the number 1 character in this game and is considered possibly the best character in any Smash game. It's Metaknight. Now before you lose your mind and disregard everything I'm about to say, hear me out. Yes, I've seen Metaknight in competitive Brawl. He wins a lot, mainly due to the fact that he has a lot of quick moves that are extremely safe. But unless you're a bot or in the top 1% of the millions of people who have played Brawl, Metaknight's not going to be the best Brawl character. This entire ranking is based off of the person who's controlling each character being good at Smash Bros, but not spending the better half of each day playing this game, learning every tech possible and breaking about 5 controllers per day. That is not me, by the way. I have been playing Brawl about every day for a little over a year now. I've played every character in the game, and at no point have I ever thought of Metaknight being the best character in the game. Anyway, let's actually talk about how good Metaknight is. Metaknight has great aerials. His up air and forward air are great. Down air is good and back air is decent. Metaknight also has good grab range and is just good range on most of his moves because of his sword. Metaknight has the most recovery options out of any character in Brawl. The only problem is most of these moves don't protect Metaknight, which forces Metaknight to have to go for ledge to avoid getting ledge guarded. Basically, everything Metaknight does is quick and safe, which is great for people whose fingers move faster on their controller than the speed of light, but for people who aren't blessed with superhuman finger speed, this only helps Metaknight so much. Before I tell you Metaknight's main weaknesses, let me tell you about his 2 useless moves. His teleport move and his side special. Side special covers good range but is very slow. His teleport doesn't cover much range and has a lot of end lag. It's probably Metaknight's most punishable move. Alright everybody, it's time to give you the main reason Metaknight's not higher in the rankings and definitely not number 1. And amazingly enough, the reasoning is pretty obvious. Metaknight dies early and kills late. That alone should keep him off of the number 1 spot. What else do I need to say? Now we have arrived at the top 10 Super Smash Bros Brawl characters, and at number 10 is Pit. Now Pit mainly has 2 major weaknesses and 2 major strengths, and is pretty good at everything else. Pit is good on the ground and in the air. His aerials aren't strong but have good range and are safe options. Pit has a good dash attack and a good side special with his spinning sword, which is a good close range move for racking up damage, but is even better for reflecting projectiles. All of the Star Fox characters have a reflector, but none of their reflectors last as long as Pit's. This makes it very easy to reflect deflect projectiles with Pit. Pit has good close-up moves, but his grab isn't one of them. His grab range is terrible, which brings us to one of the two major weaknesses of Pit. His range on his ground moves are not good. He has bad range on his jab, but most of his bad range moves are on his smashes, which leads into the second major weakness of Pit, which is his ability to kill. Pit smashes are not good. Down smash is useless. Side smash has good kill power, but bad range. Up smash is the complete opposite, having good range but poor kill power. Pit's inability to kill is by far his biggest drawback, but he does have two major strengths which make up for it. The first major strength is Pit's projectile. Pit's arrows can be fired off extremely rapidly and have great range. This keeps his opponents from camping him out. The other major strength of Pit is his recovery, which is easily the best in the game. This recovery will never fail to get Pit back to stage. This recovery is also quick and allows Pit to pretty much avoid any ledge guard. Pit is one of the most defensive-minded characters in Brawl. He may not have the best range or kill power, but his great projectile and recovery allow him to make the top 10. Up next is a character who is way better in this game than in Melee, thanks to him finally receiving a shield that actually covers his full body, Mr. Game & Watch. Game & Watch is a top 10 character, not because he's overpowered, but because he doesn't really have any weaknesses. Game & Watch is similar to Wolf in that he is very balanced. Game & Watch is great on the ground and in the air. All of his aerials have good range and are easy to land, especially his forward air, which is probably his best aerial. He also has a good recovery that allows him to easily make it back to stage. On the ground, Game & Watch has great moves for racking up damage. His insecticide gun is great for racking up damage and very hard for the opponent to get out of. Game & Watch can also flip food off of his frying pan at his opponent, which has great range, and the frying pan does a good job of keeping the opponent back. Now we have arrived at one of the biggest strengths of Game & Watch, and that is his multiple kill options. Every character in Brawl has 3 smashes that are designed to be each character's kill move: up smash, down smash, and side smash. Very few characters are good with all 3 of their smashes, but Mr. Game & Watch just happens to be one of the characters who is good with all 3 smashes. All 3 of his smashes are strong, have good range, and are very consistent. To have this many options for kill moves is a huge advantage for Game & Watch. This, combined with his good aerials and solid ground moves, was enough to get him into the top 10. At number 8 is the counterpart of Samus, Zero Suit Samus. The reason I didn't include Samus and Zero Suit Samus together in this ranking like I did Zelda and Sheik is because it's not possible to change characters mid-match like Zelda and Sheik, unless you use Samus's final smash, but since I'm not taking any items into account with these rankings, I have Samus and Zero Suit as separate characters. Zero Suit Samus is one of the fastest characters in Brawl, but this also means she is one of the lightest characters in Brawl, resulting in Zero Suit dying early. As soon as Samus appears on the stage at the beginning of the match, she sheds her armor. Her armor then can be used as a projectile. This is almost unfair to fight against on small stages because Zero Suit can just keep throwing armor into the air, covering most of the stage. Zero Suit is not extremely strong. Her up smash, while having good range, will rarely ever kill. Her down smash isn't very strong either. Her side smash is her best kill option. It's the strongest out of her smashes and has great range. You might think Zero Suit Samus isn't able to kill early because she only has one consistent kill option. Well, that's not the case. Zero Suit is able to kill in the air. She has some of the best aerials in the game. All 3 of However, aerials have great range and are easy to land. Zero Suit has an easy time landing her kill moves on the ground, not because these moves are easy to land on their own, but Zero Suit has moves that set up her kill moves. Her stun gun leads perfectly into her side smash, and her taser sets up her down smash. This makes Zero Suit the best combo character in Brawl. Zero Suit also has a good dash attack. Her jab isn't great, but it doesn't leave Zero Suit vulnerable. Now let's talk about Zero Suit's recovery. Zero Suit has a tether recovery, which can be a bit of a problem. Tether recoveries in Brawl can sometimes randomly not grab the ledge. Not to mention, tether recoveries are the easiest recoveries to ledge hog against. The good thing for Zero Suit is that she can do her tether recovery twice in case the first one doesn't grab the ledge. Her down special is also useful for her to get back to stage and can help her not have to use her tether recovery, so even though Zero Suit has a crummy recovery, she has ways to work around it. Zero Suit's insane speed, combo game, and aerials are what make her a top 10 Brawl character. At number 7 is one of the most well-rounded characters in Brawl, Marth. Marth is easily a top 10 Brawl character. He is fast, strong, and has great range. You can't say that about many Brawl characters. Marth is great at fighting in the air and on the ground. Marth has some of the quickest and safest ground moves. His dash attack is very quick and safe. His neutral attack is good for knocking the opponent back, but his dancing blade is a better option for an offensive attack. His smashes are obviously great offensive attacks. His side smash is very quick, has good range, good kill power, and not much end lag. His up smash has a disjointed hitbox, deals good damage, and has great range. His down smash is a safe option that covers the front and back of Marth, which is helpful against his opponents from rolling behind him. Marth also has some of the best aerials in the game. His back air, up air, and down air all have good range and are very safe. His forward air is quick, safe, has great range, and is a great option for a ledge guard. Speaking of ledge guarding, Marth is one of the best ledge guarders in the game. He has great air mobility, allowing him to go after his opponents off stage. He also has a good enough recovery to get back to stage, which has great vertical distance. The only weaknesses of Marth is that he has a few bad moves like his neutral special, and he also doesn't have good grab range. But his great speed and strength combined with his aerials and tremendous ledge guarding easily makes him one of the best characters in Brawl. At number 6 is the most underrated Brawl character, Lucas. This kid got severely underrated in the official rankings. I don't understand how a character who is one of the strongest characters in Brawl can be ranked in the bottom of low tier. The only legitimate criticism I've heard about Lucas is that his moves aren't very safe because they have high end lag. But honestly, his moves that have the most end lag are his easiest moves to land, which means the end lag won't matter because the opponent just got lit up. Lucas is one of the smallest characters in Brawl, but he's also a heavy character, which makes Lucas a character who kills early and dies late, which is a huge advantage in Brawl. Let's talk about Lucas's ground game. His dash attack does good damage but is a little slow. Lucas also has a good up tilt and down tilt. His best move on the ground with range is his PK fire, which can be fired off quickly. It doesn't have great damage output, but it has good knockback. A major strength of Lucas is his great grab range. His pommel is the fastest in the game and all of his throws do great damage. His down throw is the best in the game, does good damage when his opponent is at early percent, which leads perfectly into his up tilt. At later percent, it leads into his up smash, which happens to be one of the best up smashes in the game. It's between his or Ike's up smash. This up smash has insane range. It covers all around Lucas's body. It is Lucas's best kill option. It can kill as early as 50%. This move has high end lag, but that doesn't even matter because the move has so much range, it will usually hit the opponent. The move lasts so long that the opponent can't dodge it, and it will break the opponent's shield unless they're their bubble is close to full. His other smash moves are also great. His down smash has great range and does an immense amount of damage, and is one of the best moves in Brawl for ledge guarding the opponent from rolling back on the stage off ledge. His side smash also does a great amount of damage, but doesn't have good range. But since it doesn't have much end lag, it's still a safe move. Lucas doesn't have sensational aerials. His neutral air is great, but his other aerials are a little laggy and not very safe. But this doesn't hurt Lucas as much as you would think, mainly because of a move called PK Thunder. PK Thunder allows Lucas to hit his opponents in the air without having to be near his opponent. This move has great range and is easy to control. If the opponent dodges it, Lucas can easily run the lightning back down into the opponent or into the stage to end the move and avoid getting hit when he's vulnerable. PK Thunder is Lucas's most versatile move. It can also be used to kill by running it back into Lucas, which shoots Lucas forward. If this hits, the opponent is dealt a lot of damage and doesn't do any damage to Lucas. This is also the way for Lucas to recover. One of the many insane things about Lucas is that he is the only Brawl character who is small, strong, heavy, and has great air mobility. It's crazy that a character can be heavy, but still have great air mobility. Between his PK Thunder and great air mobility, Lucas has no trouble getting back to stage. Lucas is definitely one of the oddest characters in Brawl, which makes him hard to figure out if you want to play with him, which is probably one of the reasons not many people mained him in competitive Brawl. Lucas was definitely a missed opportunity in Brawl, and it makes sense now why he seems so sad in the Subspace Emissary. If you're looking to main a character in Brawl, and you're willing to spend a lot of time getting better at them, then please main Lucas. He deserves better. At number 5 is another underrated Brawl character, Kirby. Kirby is one of the smaller characters in the game, but he certainly isn't short on strength. Kirby has great kill power. His up smash, forward smash, and down smash all have good range and excellent kill power. Kirby also has a hammer which can deal over 20% damage on his side special. Unfortunately, it has a lot of startup lag, is slow and hard to land. Another move that is a mixed bag for Kirby is his neutral special. This move allows Kirby to suck in his opponent and copy their neutral special. A lot of characters' neutral specials in Brawl are useless. My favorite example of this is if Kirby sucks in King Dedede. King Dedede has the exact same neutral special as Kirby, except he can't copy the opponent's ability. Even though a lot of the neutral specials Kirby copies aren't helpful, some are. The best ability Kirby could probably take is Snake's grenades. This makes Kirby's matchup against Snake much easier and gives him a much needed projectile. The closest thing Kirby has to a projectile is his up special, where Kirby jumps in the air with a sword. When he lands it, it creates a shockwave on the ground. This move has great range and is a very safe option. It's also a great recovery. It has good vertical distance and protects Kirby. Even though Kirby has this great move for recovery, he doesn't always need it. Kirby is one of the floatiest characters in Brawl, and when I say that, I mean he actually floats in the air just like Jigglypuff. Kirby's floatiness allows him to reach opponents in the air, allowing him to use his great aerials. All of his aerials have good range and are very safe, his back air being his best aerial and his worst being his down air. There's only two things left to say about Kirby, and both of which are major strengths of Kirby. Down special is a great move for Kirby. I know most people want to say it's not good because people like to spam this move, me included, but it is actually good. It has great kill power and is easy to land. Even if the move misses, the opponent can only do damage to Kirby by grabbing him. Speaking of grabbing, Kirby's not too bad at grabbing either. His grab range is surprisingly good considering his arms aren't very big. Between his good grab range, great aerials, and insane kill power, all while being one of the floatiest and smallest characters in the game. Is it any surprise Kirby is in the top 5? Up next is another small but strong character, Olimar. When I first started playing with Olimar in Brawl, I honestly thought he was trash, but when I figured out how he uses Pikmin, he instantly became one of the best characters in Brawl. Olimar is useless without his Pikmin. It's easily his most valuable asset. Honestly, the character should just be called Pikmin, and Olimar can be the side character. Here's why the Pikmin are so important. It's pretty simple, really. Olimar uses his Pikmin on almost every move. Without Pikmin, Olimar doesn't even have a recovery, which is kind of a necessity. His recovery is a tether recovery, which can be ledgehogged. This recovery is better the more Pikmin Olimar has. Olimar can have up to 6 Pikmin at one time. His purple Pikmin is his best Pikmin, and his white Pikmin is the worst. Before I talk about Olimar's other moves, keep in mind that Olimar's moves do different amount of damage depending on what color Pikmin he hits his opponent with. Olimar doesn't have a great neutral attack or dash attack. However, his side special is a great ground move for racking up the opponent's damage. It has great range, and Olimar can fire off these Pikmin pretty rapidly. Olimar also uses his Pikmin for his grab, which gives Olimar excellent grab range. Olimar's throws out of jab is some of the best in the game. His back throw is very strong, especially if he uses a blue Pikmin. His down throw is good, and his up throw is the best in the game. His blue, yellow, and purple Pikmin all do over 10% on this move. Olimar also has some of the best smashes in the game. His up smash is one of the best in the game, is his best kill option, especially if he uses a purple Pikmin. His down smash is a very safe move. It covers both sides of Olimar and is a great ledge guard for preventing the opponent from rolling back on the stage. The last thing to talk about with Olimar is his aerials, which surprise surprise are also great. All of his aerials are strong, but his forward air and up air are better than his back air and down air because of their better range. It's just not fair to have a character who is this small yet so powerful. Combining this with his great range and insane kill power, you have yourself a top 5 Brawl character. Up next is the most overpowered small character in the game, Pikachu. Out of any character in Brawl, to me, Pikachu is the last one I want to face. Pikachu is overpowered in almost any category that is a necessity for a character to be great at in order to be one of the better characters in Brawl. Good recovery, check. Good projectile, check. Great aerials, check. Insane kill power, check. Pikachu has everything. He has good speed and an excellent jab. His dash attack is also good, and his projectile is great. His projectile is quick and can be fired off rapidly, so Pikachu won't have any trouble camping out his opponent. Pikachu also has great grab range, and all of his throws out of grab do good damage. Pikachu's not too bad in the air either. His forward air, up air, and back air all have great range and are very easy to land. Pikachu also has one of the better recoveries in the game. It's basically 2 recoveries rolled into one. It has great vertical and horizontal range. His side special can also be used for a good horizontal recovery. Not only is Pikachu great at avoiding ledge guards, but he is also the hands down best ledge guarder in the game. Thanks to Pikachu being able to call a thunderbolt out of the air. This is extremely hard for any opponent to avoid. It's also extremely powerful and is one of Pikachu's best kill options. His other great kill options are his up smash, side smash, and down smash. His side smash is the strongest out of the 3, but the others are quick and easy to land. His insane ledge guard, great recovery, great aerials, and insane kill power, all while being one of the smaller characters in the game, easily makes Pikachu one of the best Brawl characters. At number 2 is the king of projectiles, Snake. Snake is a character who really has no ceiling. There are so many different ways to play with Snake, and there's always new things to learn with Snake and things to get better at. Snake is a pretty complicated character, but he's definitely worth learning for how good he can be. As I mentioned earlier, Snake is the best projectile character in Brawl, thanks to his missiles and grenades. Snake can throw 2 grenades at one time. He also has the option to drop a grenade in front of him, throw it normally, or just throw it farther away. Snake can also launch missiles with his up smash and side special. His side special allows the player to control the direction of the missile, and it can be dropped out of the air by pressing the shield button. This allows Snake to escape dangerous situations where he is vulnerable. This move is a great ledge guard, and so is his up smash. This move allows Snake to fire missiles straight up into the air. These can be fired off very rapidly and do great amount of damage. Snake doesn't fool around with his other smashes either. He brings out a full-on RPG on his forward smash. This is one of the strongest moves in the game. It's pretty laggy, but just for the fact that it can kill his opponent at 30% is worth having it. On his down smash, Snake plants an explosive on the ground. Only one of these can be planted at one time. That way Snake can't just have the whole stage filled up with explosives. This explosive goes off whenever anybody runs over it, and that includes Snake. This isn't the only move that can do damage to Snake. His grenades and C4 can do damage to him also. His C4 is an explosive that he can drop. It explodes as soon as the player hits the same buttons he used to plant it, which means Snake can only plant one of these on the stage at one time. This move can also be used as a last resort for Snake to recover. Snake's recovery is one of the best in the game and has insane vertical distance, but if this move somehow isn't enough to get Snake back to stage, he can just drop a C4 under himself and then detonate it. This will do damage to Snake, but will allow him to use his recovery again. It's crazy stuff like that which makes Snake such an interesting and unique character. He's just unlike any other character in Brawl. If Snake's opponent is lucky enough to get past Snake's projectiles without losing his stock, he's still going to be in over his head when he finally gets to Snake. Snake has the second best neutral attack in the game, only behind the best Brawl character. It does great damage and has great range. Snake also has great grab range, and all his grab throws do good damage. If for some reason Snake needs to approach his opponent, he always has his dash attack, which just happens to be the best dash attack in the game. Another thing Snake is the best at in Brawl is his up tilt. I bet you never knew Snake was not only a military man but a gymnast, because he can lift his legs so far above his head that makes him about 10 feet tall. I don't think it's any surprise that this move has one of the biggest and most disjointed hitboxes in Brawl. Then just throw in the fact that Snake has the best range on his aerials in Brawl, and he's an extremely heavy character, allowing him to live extremely long, and you have yourself one of the best characters not just in Brawl but in any Smash game. Now we have arrived at the best character in Brawl, the character who should be first thought of when Brawl is mentioned, and that character is Ike. One of the main reasons I started up this channel to begin with was because of how bad the official rankings ranked Ike. I'll never understand how a character who is the strongest character in a fighting game and has the best range of any Brawl character can reasonably be ranked so low, and the sad thing is, hardly anybody disagrees with it. The only thing I can think is people just watch competitive Brawl and never actually play the game themselves, or they don't want to come out and admit that, hey, maybe official rankings aren't perfect. Guys, there's a reason that there has been multiple Brawl tier lists. It's because the rankings aren't perfect. I'm constantly changing my mind and second guessing myself about different characters in Brawl, but I can tell you one thing, I've never changed my mind about Ike. I made an entire video about how underrated Ike is, so check that out if you want to hear more of my arguments for why Ike should be considered a top tier character. But for now, let me just talk about how good he is. First off, Ike is one of the heaviest characters in the game, which allows him to live extremely long. Ike also has the best weapon in the game, which is his sword. This sword is huge. It gives him the best range in the game. Ike also has the best neutral attack in the game. It has great range and is easy to land. His dash attack isn't great, but his side special is a very good approach option. It's also a great horizontal recovery for Ike. His normal recovery is also great. It's pretty much impossible to ledge guard. It has great range and protects Ike. This recovery also allows Ike to hit his opponent through the stage. This move is also a great offensive move. It does good damage and is one of the hardest moves to punish in the game, which makes this move extremely safe. Ike also has a good up tilt and down tilt, both of which are safe moves that do good damage. His grab range is also good, and so are his aerials. His up air and forward air are easy to land and do great damage. His back air and down air are harder to land, but still do good damage. Now it's time to talk about Ike's kill moves. Wait a minute, all of Ike's moves are kill moves. Well then, we'll just have to talk about his best kill moves. His forward smash has great range and can kill at 20%. His down smash doesn't do as much damage, but is a safer option that covers Ike well. And then there's his up smash, which is probably the best in the game. Basically, this move covers all the way around Ike, is nearly impossible to avoid because of its insane range, and it does 20% damage, and that's not even charging it up. And then you can just throw in the fact that Ike's neutral special can kill at 0%, and you have yourself the best character in Brawl. Before we end this, guys, I'd just like to give a huge thank you to all those who have supported me over the past year. If you would like to support the channel, there's a button that says subscribe, and it's red, so that means it needs fixed. And the only way to fix it is by clicking on it. Seriously though, I have spent a lot of time making these Brawl videos in the past year, and these ranking videos took me a few months to finish. I don't make any money off this channel, and I don't have anybody else working with me. Which means not only do I talk during the videos, but I also do all the scripts for the videos, editing, promoting, and anything you see on the channel like the thumbnails or banner. I started this channel because I thought Brawl was too good of a game for nobody else to have a channel completely devoted to it. Even if you disagree with some of the things I said in the rankings, that's alright, because at the end of the day, it's Super Smash Bros Brawl that we all love, even if we have different opinions on it. And if you didn't get enough out of these 3 20-minute videos, and you want more in-depth details about each character, check out the character analysis series. I also will continue making bad matchup episodes, top 10, and more gameplay videos. But until then, stay safe and keep playing Brawl.